What's up, guys? Welcome to our YouTube channel.
Come on in.
We are here at the Goat Mansion. Welcome. Okay, so this is going to be our introductory video. We just kind of wanted to answer some common asked questions, kind of explain who the Goat Shed is, and fill you guys in. All right, here we go. First question. What is the Goat Shed?
That's a hard question.
Okay, it's actually a harder question than you would think.
Goat Shed started like 5 years ago, something like that. But we didn't have a gym. We were training in a little corner out of KO Zone, and gym hopping until we finally opened our own facility. But the team started off with just one student, and he came to me, I believe, as a 2 and 3 amateur, and I was able to take him to 7 first-round finishes. So that took notice right away. Everyone's like, "What the hell?" And freaking my student was annoying the crap out of me. He's like, "Hey, teach my friend, teach my friend, teach my friend." And I did not want to coach anyone else. I had one protege, that was it. But he finally convinced me, so I started coaching this other guy, and he became multiple weight class champion, multiple organization champion also. And then he begged me, please treat my friend, please treat my friend. And then Ryan came, and then Ryan was winning everything and winning titles and just killing it. Eventually we had 10 fighters, 9 of them were champions. And then promoters started making jokes. They're like, "Damn, Asim, you got all the goats." And then we started calling ourselves the Goat Shed. We were a full amateur team, And then eventually guys were like, we want to go to the UFC, we want to be world champion, we want to take this seriously, we need our own facility. I remember we met before the gym existed. We met and you were trying to convince me to open up Goat Shed, the actual facility. And I didn't want anything to do with it.
I just didn't really understand why there wasn't a gym already, why he wasn't making money off of this, because he did it every single day for free. He was so good at it. The guys would tell me every day, "We drive an hour to come here. We love him. He's the best coach in all of Florida." I was just kind of like, why don't you open a gym? It doesn't make sense. And eventually he did, and it became super successful.
The thing is, I didn't want to open up the gym for a few reasons. One of them definitely being like, I do it as a passion. I wasn't doing it to make money. So I taught these guys for free for 4 years, and I didn't think we would even be able to cover rent. That's one. And I didn't want to turn my passion into something like that I need to make money from, into work, because I feel like I would destroy it if that happened. But what I didn't realize was like, the more money you make, the more you can just invest back into your passion. And the more money you can put back into your dreams, the more successful you'll be. So it just ended up working out really well.
Everybody was saying, you're going to go out of business in a year, and they weren't doing it maliciously, but I just feel that that's what they really thought.
Yeah, no, they had the best intentions by saying that. They were trying to tell me not to open up these other gym owners, not because they didn't believe in me or anything like that. It was just that MMA has never been brought to the public. You can go to a jiu-jitsu gym or a boxing gym, but there's not really like an MMA gym that teaches to the public. And if there is, it's not an MMA gym. It's like a martial arts gym. They have a boxing coach, a jiu-jitsu coach, a wrestling coach. They have styles. They don't have an MMA coach. We're the first gym of its kind. I always like to say, yes, there's many martial arts gyms out there that have wrestling class, jiu-jitsu class, all that. But there's no MMA gym out there. We're the MMA gym. Every class is MMA, Every coach in the gym knows how to throw a punch, a head kick, a submission, escape submissions, takedown. We're MMA fighters, MMA coaches. But people didn't think that the general population would want to do that because it's scary. They thought people would be scared or intimidated and not want to go there. And they would try to convince me, like, you need kids classes, you need to be more family friendly, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I believed them.
It's not like a pretty sport.
And that's another thing, like, everyone told me my whole life, there's no money in fighting. Fighters don't make money. You can't make money in fighting. So I believed that with my whole heart. They're completely wrong. Before I had the gym, I was making, $2,500, $3,000 a month. And then within 10 months, I 10x'd my income. So it's like, Jesus Christ, our lives changed completely.
And it's so funny because people think that, fighters don't make money, and that's the demographic we're shooting for. Our customers are fighters. That's who comes to the gym. But I think people are just doing it wrong.
Yeah, for sure. When you're innovative and you can think of different ideas, you're able to think of different ways to make money. And I was always like, I don't care about money. But now that we're making so much money, we can directly put it back into the fight team. And we're seeing progress from that because look, The more money you make, the more you can invest in your training. The more you can invest in your training, the better training you'll have. The better training you have, the more fights you'll win. The more fights you win, the bigger fights you'll get. The bigger fights you get, you'll earn your championship title fight. And you win your championship title fight. You understand? It's like a trickle-down effect. That's why it's growing so exponentially.
Yeah. And I guess that kind of answers one of the questions, which is, what is the secret to Goat Shed success? I feel like there's multiple things here, but one of them is that this is coming from a place of, it's coming from the heart. You walk into Goat Shed, you can be who you are, you feel accepted, you feel at home, you don't feel judged, and it's really easy to learn that way.
See, the martial arts culture is extremely different than what we have. We're considered the rebels. We're even considered the bad guys a lot of the time because we break tradition. And I don't want to follow any tradition. I want each of my fighters to do what they want to do and act how they want to act. In my head, that's what a champion is. That's a champion mentality. Because you look at every champion and every icon in martial arts history, they do what they want to do. And they're very outspoken. And they truly are proud of who they are. And I feel like I need to give that to my fighters. I think it's a huge mistake when other martial arts gyms tell you, hey, shave your head, wear this uniform, bow to me, call me master, I'm your master, and you gotta talk like this, act like this, walk like this. I think it's a huge mistake. You're building slaves, you're building people that, take orders, you're not building leaders. I wanna build leaders. Whoever you wanna be, we're down to make you the greatest you of all time, and that's what the Goat Shed's about.
Another thing I would say is the technique at the gym is it's like one of a kind. Asim has traveled everywhere, like trained at the best gyms ever, and has just compiled so much knowledge.
And that's one thing that's very important to stress. I didn't make these techniques up. I didn't make these systems up. I traveled around the world to train with the greatest minds out there. So I was at TriStar with Faraz Zahabi, Eamon Zahabi. I went to John Danaher for a very, very long time. I was staying with Gary Tonin. I went to King's MMA in California. I was with the Black Zillions with Neil Melanson. At ATT, I was in China for their national kickboxing. I was blessed to travel the world and learn from the greatest minds. And I'm bringing all of that to one location. So in one class, you learn a move that I learned in China. And the second move is something I learned in California at King's MMA. And the third move I learned with Neil Melanson and then John Danner. And you're getting all of that in 1 hour. And that's why we're so unique. That's why we're so successful. And also, I'm constantly learning. I'm always studying. I'm watching instructionals. I'm trying to improve myself as a coach. I'm not stuck in my ways.
Next question. Where are you located?
So I was born and raised in Miami, although I travel the world training and stuff like that. Miami's my home, and that's why you see the Miami Vice colors and the beautiful cars and the jewelry and the flashiness. That's just the Miami vibe, We're having a good time with it. We try to make life a movie. So we're in Wynwood, in the heart of Wynwood, and right now we're working to move locations, expand, get a 10,000 square foot place. So that's gonna be always our home.
Another question was, do you have other locations? We do not. One Goat Shed, that's what makes it special.
I never want to be that factory martial arts gym.
Yeah.
I don't want to be all over the United States, all over the world. That's not what I enjoy. I want people to come in and feel that special energy that we have. The same sentence is said by everyone that comes to the Goat Shed for the first time. When someone comes in and watches the Goat Shed for the first time, they will tell me, I've never seen in my life the energy that you guys have. They fall in love. But everyone says, I have never seen this in my life. Everyone. And I want them to feel that every time. I don't want to water what we have down, so we're going to keep it one location. Once our students win world championships and become millionaires and they're killing it in life, if they want to open up their own Goat Shed, by all means, our original guys, we'll talk about it. They can do it. But unless if it's them, it's not something I'm interested in.
The next question is, can anybody join the team?
Oh, well, definitely. So the way it works is this. We have our fight team and we have our academy students, okay? So the academy has its own logo, right? And you begin training in the academy. After you graduate the academy, you join the fight team.
We do have limited capacity, so there's a form that you can apply online. And whenever spots open, we'll look at the forms and we'll get back to you and let you know if there's availability. But yeah, that's the only thing.
If you're a beginner, no problem. You can come in, you join the academy. We always split up the class, with advanced students and the guys just starting off. And you begin your process of learning, and if you want to do it, just the love out of it, because you love the sport and you want to learn, no problem. Go ahead, and learn the techniques for life. If you want to become a fighter, start learning. You get your first amateur fight, you go through the academy process, you graduate the academy, and then you're a professional. We offer both, as long as someone has that, positive, good energy, that good vibe, we want them in the door.
And somebody that's disciplined would be the one to try out for the team, because if you're not going to come consistently and learn the systems, then what's the point?
Yeah, that's another thing. I have students ask me for fights all the time, which has to be one of my most annoying things to hear. To be honest, it's more disrespectful to the sport. Like, there's people that come in, they've never trained in their lives, they're just starting right now, and they're like, yo, can I fight? And I'm like, dude, do you not respect what's being done here? This is not an easy thing.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous sport. And then there's other people that come to me like, hey, I have aspirations to fight one day.
Yes,
if you ever think that I'm ready, just let me know. I want to spar, I want to show you what I can do. That's a different attitude.
Next question is there a documentary coming out, and what is it about?
The Law of the Goat. A documentary that's been filmed for the last, 10 months, 12 months? More. I don't even know.
Maybe 12 months now.
Yeah, maybe a full year of filming, 4 days a week. The training, the sacrifice, the work, and the wins and the success. The producer of the documentary is finally signing a deal to get this done. So hopefully very soon you'll see it as a Netflix original.
It's gonna be awesome. It's like an intimate look into the lives of these fighters at the Goat Shed and just everything, their sacrifice and their hard work. We have a lot of immigrants in our gym, so you're gonna see an inside look into that.
What's awesome is that we're known as that flashy team, and all the limos and parties and all that stuff. And we're packing the house, right? The whole venue's the Goat Shed screaming for us. But there's such a love and camaraderie and deep work and commitment behind the Goat Shed.
And the producer did a great job of captivating all of that. And it's a different side of the Goat Shed, the one that not everybody gets to see every day.
That's the thing, because people only get to see the surface. They only get to see us fighting, grabbing a microphone and talking, maybe pulling up to the fight in the fancy car, and that's it. They think that's the Goat Shed, but there's so much more to it.
Go check out Law of the Goat on YouTube. They have their own channel, and you can watch the trailer, the teaser, and behind the scenes look as to what the Law of the Goat is about. Next question is, are there any UFC fighters on your team?
Everyone is on either Combate, UFC Fight Pass, different organizations like that. As a couple guys fought in Bellator, but no one in the UFC yet that's homegrown.
Yet. But very soon, I'm sure there will be, and they'll be in other top organizations as well.
What's intriguing about the team too is the average age of a UFC fighter is 32. So when you look at all these gyms, that recruit fighters, the fighters are older, they might be fighting for the next 3-4 years before they retire. All of our students, all of our fighters are between the ages of 20 and 26 maybe. That's the average age. So if the average age is 32, you understand we got fighters very young in their careers, and they're already at that UFC level now. Got a couple fighters that are 5-0 and they're only 21. So
they also train and spar sometimes with UFC fighters that come to visit, and you can really see their level in comparison to those UFC fighters.
That's the thing. We have top-ranked UFC guys come through the doors. You get to see these young 21-year-old, 22-year-old fighters spar them, and you're like, oh, our guys are ready. Our guys are ready right now. If you think about it, the average age is 32, right? So what, Christian and Ramiro, they're 21. They could wait 11 years and then get into the UFC. That's what's absurd about it. We're so ahead of the game, and that's why I always say we're the future, because we got that young up-and-coming talent.
A lot of the gyms right now, they have current UFC fighters, but what about in the next 10 years? Who do you have?
That's the thing. All of them are about to retire.
We're going to take over.
Their team's going to be done in 3 years. They can't fight anymore. They're old. They're tired. They're exhausted. Our guys are just starting off. It's amazing. I mean, our record right now as a pro team is 35-1. That's amazing. We went a full year undefeated. Now we're 35-1. So success is crazy. And you look at other teams, you look at their records, and they're not doing that well. These other teams are kind of dying off. You know what I mean? And they weren't smart. They were investing all their attention on the guys that made it already. You know what I mean? That are 34, 35 at the end of their careers, now fighting more for money. But they forgot to develop the younger fighters. They stopped developing the younger fighters. And because of that, their team's gonna disappear. We get to take over. It's an easy takeover because they're not focusing on any of the guys at this level.
So moving on to the next question. Did you train Logan Paul?
No, I did not train Logan Paul. My boxing coach, one of my boxing coaches growing up, he trains Logan Paul. He's Logan Paul's head coach. Milton Supreme. So because of that, I'm a huge supporter of Logan because that's my coach, you know, you got to stay loyal to your people. I've been with him for 11 years, you know, and Logan has become a friend of me and everyone on the team. So we were sort of like the MMA entourage, walking around with him and stuff, and it was pretty cool. It's like so funny to see the difference. Like Mayweather's bodyguards are like stiff. Look how big I am. They're looking around. Look, I'm big. You know?
And that's yours.
And we're like laughing. You know, if someone's like biting a lamb chop off at Versace Mansion, we're like, you know, drinking coffee, like hanging out, having a good time. Because we know if anything goes down, I mean, they'll have no chance.
Book Goat Army. Follow us on Instagram and book us for your events if you want an MMA entourage.
MMA entourage.
So that is it for us. Comment down below any questions you have, and we'll keep doing this, you know, every month or so.
Oof, it's gonna be a lot of work. Sounds like a bad idea.
I'm super excited though for this, and bye guys.
Okay.
See you next time.